right, back with another Couch Potato General Manager video. Joining me, I have CPGM Drew as well as CPGM Headley. Headley is back. Let's jump into these odds for week 10. All right. But before we do so, I want you guys to check out that affiliate link in the description for betus.com. Obviously, we're talking about the odds. We're talking about the spreads. We're talking predictions. If you visit that link, go to betus.com. All right. And we're going to start with the first game. Obviously, the Thursday night game here. We have the Dolphins, or rather the Ravens, visiting the Dolphins. And the spread, the point spread, the Ravens are favored at -7.5. Helly, who do you like?
Well, 7.5 is pretty big. Thursday game.
No, it's not, bro.
Yeah.
It's not big enough.
Road team.
Ravens are funny sometimes, though.
Yeah, they are. They are. You know. Yeah, give me 7.5, man. Miami, man. You talked me into it.
Wow.
I didn't need to talk you into it now. I don't want me to lead you astray.
Talk me into it.
Nah, you let him astray.
What happened when the Ravens played the Lions last time? What did that look like?
No, you're right about that. They do some funny things. They do some funny things.
Thursday night?
Nah, I hear you though. I hear you, but that's Miami, bro. The offensive line is terrible. The Ravens, you know what they're going to do. They're going to do what they do. Against the Miami Dolphins, they're going to do what they do, which is bring that heat. And I don't trust that offensive line. They're doing walkthroughs through the entire week, so there's no real practice, if you will. I'm going to take the Ravens, man. I'm going to take that 7.5 comfortably, bro.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens as well. To Drew's point, it's the offensive line that scares me away, Headley. And I completely understand what you're saying. The Ravens have a tendency to play down to their competition or sleepwalk at times. Sometimes it seems like they just feel like they can show up. But, I mean, when you got 3 of your 5 starting offensive linemen tied for the league in the number of pressures they've allowed, and that's what the Ravens want to do, is they want to Wink Martindale, they want to bring pressure. I don't want no parts of it, man. I really don't. I think Lamar's in for a big game. All right, next game up on the slate, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars coming off the big upset against Buffalo. Obviously, Drew, we got that one wrong last week. They're visiting divisional foe, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Colts are favored at -10.5.
First of all, everybody got that wrong last week.
Yeah.
Maybe except for a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, but I'm gonna take the Jags here plus 10.5. You know how I feel about the Colts. Wentz. I think the Jaguars got a little pep in their step. I don't think they're gonna win the football game, but I think they'll cover the 10.5.
Yeah, man, I'm with you, Drew. I like the plus 10.5 over there. Division game. You know, funny things happen in division games, and Jacksonville, I think they'll keep it close.
Yeah, I'm with you there as well. I just don't trust Wentz enough. I do trust Jonathan Taylor and that offensive line, Nyheim Hines, to get in the act again as well. If the Colts ran that ball 40 times and 20 of Wentz's, or rather 10 of Wentz's 20 attempts go to Michael Pittman, then I could see a 10.5, you know, a 14-point win, whatever the case may be here, double-digit win. But I'm with you. The safe money, in my opinion, is the Jacksonville Jaguars at plus 10.5. Moving right along with our odds, predictions, and picks for Week 10. We have the Cleveland Browns visiting the New England Patriots, and this one is basically a pick 'em. The Patriots are favored at -1, Headley.
Yeah, man. Chubb and those guys not being there has kind of let me side with the Patriots at home -1.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cleveland Browns plus the 1. You know, I know Chubb and them boys won't be there, but I don't know. To me, I don't know that it matters. Cleveland Browns offensive line is pretty solid, and for me, listen, the Patriots. I know everybody's saying, "Oh, they're back." Belichick got everybody rolling. But they kind of figured out what they want to do. I think the Cleveland Browns defense actually shows up in this game, and I think they kind of put a muzzle on what the Patriots have been doing, which is they want to run the football and take their shots when they can, but otherwise keep things short with Mac Jones. I don't know that there's a player on the Patriots offense that's going to separate from anybody in the secondary, the second level of Cleveland's defense.
Yeah, I don't like this game. I would, you know, if this wasn't just for entertainment purposes, I would touch this game with a 10-foot pole. But I'm actually going to go with the home team here as well. I think for me personally, I'm with Headley in terms of the fact that they're missing Nick Chubb. Yes, Cleveland Browns offensive line. You see Wyatt Teller this last game? was all over the
Got
place.
paid.
Obviously, he gets a big contract extension. Certainly, I think this will be a close game, but I think it's ugly. I think it's ugly, and I think they come away with the win in Foxborough by 2 points. I'll take it by 2. All right. I don't like that. That's a gut call for me. That's a good call for me because I certainly understand your logic here, Drew. Moving right along, we have Headley's Falcons visiting the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys coming off of a bad loss to the Broncos. I actually picked the Broncos last week, by the way. The Falcons, they are underdogs, obviously, at plus 10. Cowboys favored by 10, despite losing to the Broncos at home by multiple scores. What are your thoughts?
I think it's going to be a get-right game for Dak and the Cowboys. But that minus 10 is big. It's big. I'm gonna take the Falcons plus 10. Take the Falcons plus 10. But I do think Dak and those boys.
Headley's picking the Falcons, bro. That means I might have to pick Dallas if that's the case.
Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a get-right game for Dak and those boys. I think the offense is gonna get back on track. But I do think Matt Ryan is gonna keep it competitive, man. So let me get the plus 10.
Yeah, you know what the Falcons do? Play to the level of the competition. It's just what they do. Doesn't matter who they're playing. I do think the Falcons do keep this close. It wouldn't surprise me if they won the game, but I'm gonna take the plus 10. Dallas. Yeah, I don't think this is the get right game. I think it's the we getting their game.
It's a clean sweep for me. I'm going with the plus 10 with Atlanta. Again, Drew, you mentioned it. It's the reason why I picked the Falcons last week to cover against New Orleans. Obviously, New Orleans was coming off that very emotional win. They lose Jameis Winston, and they came out flat. They came out flat after Denver basically displayed a method to defending the Cowboys, right? I think teams are going to try to replicate that. I think Atlanta, in terms of Dean Pease, I think they're going to try to replicate that. And of course, this Falcons team, to your point, they have a tendency to play to the level of competition. They'll be competitive. And in most instances, they lose it at the end. But you know what? If this comes down to a kick, you got to put your money on Younghoe Koo, man. Koo doesn't miss. He doesn't miss. Now, of course, he's going to miss this week. But I'm going with the plus 10.
Wow.
I'm going with the plus 10. Next up, we have the Buffalo Bills visiting the New York Jets. They are favored at minus 13. Now, of course, we mentioned it earlier. We had the Bills, winning this one going away against Jacksonville last week. And then, of course, their offense just completely face planted. The Jaguars actually took it to Buffalo to a certain degree. Josh Allen, the very talented Josh Allen of the Jaguars, had a huge day. Drew, I'm gonna start with you, man. Who do you like in this one?
I don't like that number 13. If it was 10, I feel very comfortable. But I'm gonna rock with it. I'm gonna rock with the minus 13 with Buffalo. I don't know that the Jets have the horses to do what the Jaguars did. It sounds ridiculous, don't it?
It really does. Yeah. It sounds really strange.
They were able to keep the pressure on Josh Allen, made him feel uncomfortable. And they just dropped in the zone and just played a bunch of zone. And I don't know if he wasn't seeing the field or if it's just, it was a combination of the zone plus the pressure. I don't know if the Jets have that to do that to the Bills. And who's playing? Is it Mike White? Is it?
I think Mike White's gonna be back.
Mike White. Yeah.
Mike White. Yeah. Nah, I'm good with the minus 13 with the Buffalo Bills.
You get the plus 13 New York Jets. We seen last week what the Jags did to the Bills. I think the Jets do have horses to get after Josh Allen, and it's the formula. The formula is out, man. The teams are using against the Chiefs, the two-house shell. The teams are using against the Bills last week. So I think the Jets follow that formula and cover that plus 13.
Yeah. Now, of course, this would be a departure from what the Jets typically do defensively. That they're more of a cover 3, single man high type of look. That's generally what Robert Saleh wants to roll out. But certainly, got to adjust to your opponent. I think the Bills adjust. Here. I think they lean on their running game a little bit more. We've been looking for this. We've been calling for this for quite some time. I think after that game, there were opportunities there for Josh Allen to give the ball to his back, but he decided to keep it. Didn't work out. I think we're going to see a healthy dose of Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, which will open up things on the perimeter. So this if it doesn't happen this week, then I have to kind of rethink my strategy as it pertains to the Bills. But I'm going to go one more time at that big number at minus 13. I think they win by 2 touchdowns. The 1:00 game here, we have the New Orleans Saints visiting the Tennessee Titans, and the Titans are favored at home minus 3. Headley.
If the Saints, Trevor Siemian, I'm just not a big believer in him. Taysom was competing with Jameis for the starting quarterback position, and now you're going with Trevor Siemian. So hopefully we see more Taysom at quarterback, but if not, yeah, give me the Titans at home, -3.
Yeah, I don't like this game simply because I think this is a bad matchup in terms of the Titans, in terms of how the Saints want to play defense. They'll play the cover 2 shell, or excuse me, cover 2. They'll play the cover 2 man over, and they'll get physical with the receivers. I know, AJ Brown obviously is a beast, whether you're playing zone or man. But Tannehill to me hasn't played well in the past couple weeks, going against this very good Saints defense. But the question mark is, what did they do on offense in terms of the Saints? And it didn't look good last week. The receivers let them down with a bunch of drops and just no separation. Just bad all around. I'm gonna stick with the Titans because they're at home with the -3.
Yeah, the left side of my brain thought, the Saints and the Titans, they'll keep the Saints in the game potentially, and then we'll see what happens at the end with perhaps a kick. But you know what? I'm not counting the Titans out anymore. You know what I mean? Even in the absence of Derrick Henry, they handled Kansas City. They handled the Rams. They had a bad loss to the Jets, but anytime they've handled the Buffalo Bills. Anytime they face upper echelon competition, they've taken care of it. Now, can you put the Saints in that category? Not necessarily, but I really like the way the Titans are playing defense, and the Saints have substantial question marks in terms of their passing game, and that's generally where the points come out of the passing game. So I'm going to stick with the Titans at -3 at home as well. The Tampa Bay Bucks, they're traveling to Washington to face the football team, and the Bucks are favored -10. Drew, do you like your Bucks here? Bounce back after the bye.
Yeah, man. Coming off of the bye, getting a little healthy. Not everybody will play, but they're getting healthy. And listen, the Bucks offensive line is one of the best in the league. They played well pretty much the entire season. And I know the Washington, they got their front four, vaunted front four, but it's a team that played in the playoffs. They kind of know what to expect. They've finally seen Taylor Heineke in a couple of different games. So I think they have the tape is out. Ryan Fitzpatrick 2.5. Just wait for the mistakes to happen, and it should be easy peasy for them. So -10 is easy.
Yeah, I like the Bucks -10. I like them to bounce back after the bye, like you said. And I missing AB, you're probably gonna miss Gronk, but they got some good young receivers behind Evans and Godwin. So hopefully Brady and them 2 weeks of rest. Bucks are gonna win, but by how much? I'll take the -10.
But my question is, who's healthy for Tampa Bay, and not so much on the offensive side of the ball, but defensively, who's healthy? Is Richard Sherman back? What's that secondary looking like? I think on the road, they're on the road. I think Washington, again, coming off the bye as well, they can get things going. I think McLaurin will pose challenges for this team. I think Antonio Gibson, McKissick out of the backfield. With that being said,
go ahead, do it, bro. Do the right thing.
WFT, man.
WTF, bro.
Yeah, I'll take the Bucks. I'll take the Bucks -10. I think as the Bucks get healthier, not just on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of the ball, I think you can start to see that team look a little bit more like the team that made that run last year. Detroit visiting the Steelers, and the Steelers are favored at -9.5. Drew, is this the week? Is this the week the Lions win? And if not, do they manage to cover?
The way you said that, Rob, I was gonna go Steelers and just go to 9.5, bro. Yeah. But nah, I'm gonna go plus 9.5. I think you know what? I'm taking the plus 315. Bro.
Oh wow, the upset. You call them the upset?
Yeah, bro. The Steelers they're gonna fumble the bag this week.
Wow. I was thinking the same thing, man. The same process you had. Like I was gonna pick Pittsburgh, but how you worded that, the Lions getting their first win, that sounds good, man. I like the Lions, but let me just take the points. I'm not gonna go as far as on the ledge as you, but let me just take the points in.
You nervous, bro? You nervous? Don't be scared.
You did it already, man. Okay.
I'm gonna take the points with the Lions as well. Obviously, the Steelers coming off their win on Monday night, very, very questionable officiating, to say the least. I think, earlier in the season, we've talked about this before. Earlier in the season, the Lions, they were leaving everything out on the field. They just weren't as talented as their opponent. They came out on the short end. In recent weeks, prior to this bye, they came out flat. They didn't have the same energy. They weren't playing with the same dogged mentality. I think they get back to it. I think they recharge their batteries a little bit and they get back to it here, and they're able to cover. Moving on to the 4:00 window, we have the Minnesota Vikings traveling out west to face the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are favored at -2.5. Who do you like?
Yeah, I got you thinking now.
Vegas knows something. I know that much, man. So this is a game I probably would stay away from, but I'm gonna take the Chargers at home. Yeah, let me get Herbert at home.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers. If this was 3.5, I probably have an issue with it. But with it being 2.5, I think the Chargers can pull off winning by 3. I think that's feasible. I'm comfortable with. Dalvin probably gonna get his. Yeah, probably gonna get a little bit more than what he normally gets. Yeah. But I think the Chargers are gonna pull it out. When you talk about the secondary of the Minnesota Vikings, I'm not pleased in what I think Harrison Smith, he's out for the next couple of games. Fact check me there, but I'm definitely going to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't trust the Vikings to be able to make the winning plays. I think they're going to be competitive. I think there'll be a lot of points scored in this game, on either side. But at the end of the game, I trust the Chargers. I think the Chargers have found ways. That had always been their Achilles heel for an extended period of time. They have found ways to finish games and come away with those wins. Whereas the Vikings, they typically end up on the short end of the stick. They're right there. They're in striking distance. You know what I'm saying? And they just can't necessarily get over the hump. So, yeah, I like the -2.5 for the Chargers. All right, next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Denver Broncos. Broncos favored at -3, coming off a big win at Dallas. Drew, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I don't like this game. I stay completely away from it because, again, I don't know. I know, obviously, like you said, the Broncos came off the big win against Dallas. I'm not sure what they're going to get. The Eagles played actually pretty well against the Chargers. Just came up just short. Man, out of all the games, this is the one I just beat. No, I'm good. But got to pick one, right? So
got to pick one.
I'm going to take the home team. Not comfortable with it. I do like the fact that the Broncos will run the football. Tay Williams, does he have the most broken tackles?
Yeah, it's a beast.
Running back, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, my boy.
And the second level of the Eagles defense is hot garbage. So I'm gonna go with that.
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage, bro. Flaming, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think you're right, Drew. Man, these teams, you can't trust either of these teams. We don't know who the Broncos are. You blow out the Cowboys. You lose some bad games. It's just. And the Eagles, man, they're Jekyll and Hyde also. So, but you got to pick one, like you said, and I'm gonna go with the Eagles to win the game, outright. I think they're gonna lean on that run game. I think they figured out that we need to run the ball. So I think Jordan Howard and those guys, I think they're gonna get some yardage, and they're gonna end up pulling off the upset.
They need to throw the ball to Devontae Smith. That's what they need.
Oh yeah.
Smith
he gonna get his.
No. You can't say that. You can't say that.
Because his targets.
Well, yes. Hopefully he continues to get the targets. The question is whether or not those targets will be on target. Y'all forsaking Teddy, man. I don't like it. I find it very disrespectful.
Gloves?
I find it very disrespectful. I think with Williams and Gordon in the backfield, the willingness to take some shots with Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, I think they're a better team with Jerry Jeudy in the lineup. I think that was hurting them from an offensive standpoint. Even though he wasn't putting up big numbers. Last week, they didn't have Noah Fant. They're going to get him back this week. I like Denver. The Eagles haven't shown me any consistency on either side of the ball to this point. Until they string a few games together like that, I'm opting for Denver at home. All right, next up we have the Seattle Seahawks, the return of Russell Wilson, visiting the Green Bay Packers, and we anticipate Aaron Rodgers will be back, gentlemen. And I'm going to start with you, Headley. Your thoughts on this one. The Green Bay Packers are favored at 3.5.
Aaron back, I'm going to go Packers 3.5. I know Russell's coming back also, but that Seahawks defense, I can't really trust it right now. They've been playing better, but, Aaron Rodgers coming back after his what you call it, his mini bye or whatever, his COVID bye.
He said mini bye.
He got his COVID bye right there.
Bye.
So I think he comes back. Devontae Adams have a big game.
Yeah, I think Aaron gonna prove something against everybody. Oh, y'all talking greasy about me, although it's self-inflicted.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Well,
I think
that's
he's gonna
for
come
it.
out there and he might. This might be a 40 burger on the Seattle
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah, it's a middle finger type of game. That's what I'm
Yeah.
kind of anticipating. And to your point, it's the defense of Seattle. I think Russell and company will be able to compete. Will be able to move the football. But I think in the end, it's too much Green Bay, considering that Seattle has some substantial question marks on the defensive side of the ball. Moving on to the Sunday night game, primetime game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to the Death Star to face the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are actually underdogs at
Yeah, I don't
home
know.
at
That's
plus
ridiculous.
2.5.
That's ridiculous, bro.
Drew, where you come out on this one? This
Like,
is
what?
this is one that's funny, man. It's funny because we talked about it. We talked about it before. Without that deep element. Although the Raiders signed Deshaun Jackson here, that offense isn't quite on kilter. They had the East Coast game at 1 o'clock. Had I known that, I would have picked the Giants, but that was on me a week ago. What do you think, Drew, on this one?
I'm gonna take the Raiders here because this is one of the teams that knows what. Well, I mean, it's a division game, so they know what it takes to beat the Chiefs. They did it last year, and they could have done it twice last year. Kind of fumbled the bag there, but it's plus 2.5. That's easy for me. Listen, when you got the pass rush that the Raiders do have, and they've been effective, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's the real deal. And the Chiefs, they haven't found themselves yet, man. They're still wandering out there in the forest, trying to figure it out, trying to find their way home, and they just haven't done it. And I don't think this is the week. They might actually end up deeper into the forest versus heading back the other way, back home in this game. And the Raiders are at home, man. What's it? Somebody explain the two. Something is missing, bro. It can't just be Ruggs, bro. Something else. I'm missing something, bro. Gotta be.
Yeah, I like the other side, man. I like the Chiefs minus 2.5. I was thinking about it. I'm thinking, hearing what you're saying, and but the Raiders do have the formula. They've used the formula on the Chiefs multiple times, so they know how to play Mahomes. But I just think Mahomes gonna pull it. I just can't trust the Raiders. The Raiders is a funny team also, and we just don't know what Raiders are gonna get week in to week out. So I think the Chiefs pull it out, man. Minus 2.5.
You mentioned it earlier, Hadley. Vegas knows what they're doing here. They know what they're doing here. The Chiefs don't have to score 40 in order to win this game. You know what I mean? We obviously have seen the Chiefs struggle mightily on offense. Teams around the league have finally caught on in terms of what they want to do, and they're basically daring Kansas City to exercise patience and to execute and string together first downs as opposed to getting that chunk play over the top, right? But you know what? Despite the fact that the Raiders aren't quite whole, I think I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with them because of that familiarity, because they always compete. And again, because the line is so close, I certainly understand going with the minus 2.5 in favor of the Chiefs. I certainly understand that. But I'm going to go out on a limb here. And say the Raiders manage to actually win this game. I think they steal one here at home. All right. And to wrap up our odds, picks, and predictions for Week 10 in the NFL, we have the Monday night game and the Rams. The Rams look to get back on track, facing the San Francisco 49ers, who seem to be floundering. The Rams are favored at minus 4.5. How I'll start with you.
Division game. These teams know each other really well. But I'm gonna go with the Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams minus 4.5. 49ers, man, another team I can't trust. I can't trust what's going on right now. Jimmy Garoppolo, are we going to see more Trey Lance coming up? We'll see. Give me the Rams 4.5.
49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. What was it? 2 weeks ago, they was out there running read option, and he was taking it in, and he was looking like he was Trey Lance. And then this week, goose egg, garbage, terrible. So
yeah.
Who are we getting, right?
Sure.
And I don't know that the Rams are the team that you want to play that game with. As long as the Rams don't turn the football over, I don't see a scenario where the 49ers even come close to beating them, although it be a division game.
I actually think this is an interesting number here. Obviously, the opponents are very familiar with each other. And it's less about what we saw from the Rams most recently. The Rams obviously didn't play particularly well against Tennessee. But but it's just one. Like I said, it's one of those things where when you're so familiar with your opponent and you know their tendencies and you know how to attack them, even though you may not necessarily be playing your best ball, you're able to be very competitive. It's not enough for me to go and take the points with the 49ers, but I don't think the Rams are going to lap San Francisco in this game. I think this is going to be a one-score game. I actually think this will end up being a one-score game, but I'm going to go with the Rams side of it. All right. That's going to do it. That's going to do it for our Week 10 picks. Guys, like I said before, make sure you go into the description, check out that BetUS link, affiliate link, sign up with BetUS. They have all the bets. I mean, we were just skimming through them in terms of some of the prop bets this week. I mean, literally anything you can imagine. Anything you can imagine wagering on, you can with betus.com. Again, link in the description. For Headley, Drew, this is Juice. We'll see you next week.